Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we are taking a look at actually it's on first of community spotlight. This is Gladiator. This is it's arena only Canadian Highlander. That's kind of long convoluted way to describe it, but basically it's arena only Highlander. This one was started by Benjamin Wheeler of Loading Ready Run, and it's a very interesting and it's a relatively fun format. I really like. I kind of like it. I don't like some of the decks that other people play, but that's not here or there. I figured, you know what, this is probably the closest thing we're gonna get to Highlander. So let's just have a little bit of fun with this. So we're going with shrines. Oddly enough, because the lack of a commander slot here actually hurts the consistency a lot. It re- if you've seen my previous videos on the 100 card singleton decks, generally you want to go monocolored or two colored. But you know what? I decided to throw that out the window just for this one. See if we can assemble shrines or not. This is basically just for fun. If ever Gladiator becomes a more serious event, I'd probably streamline this deck a bit more. But since we're playing this just for fun, we are running every shrine available here. We're also running a lot of white because we kind of need all the rat effects. Day of Judgment, Depopulate, not Shatter the Sky, Wrath of God, Doom Scar. The only thing the only thing I probably should be running as well is some Farewell. And yeah, if I were more serious, I cut out some of the weaker shrines. We can actually add even more rat effects, Devastating Mastery, Farewell, and a lot of other cards. That said, the white base is not just for rat effects. We are running some other enchantment based removal. Well, Authority of the Council is not removal, but it is a way to slow aggro decks down. Baffling and Circle of Containment. That's our early removal. Seal Away removal. Starfield Mystic, very good in keeping the cost down, as well as the classics like Jukai Naturalist. We're also running Solemnity 9 lives combo. Even if we don't hit the combo, Solemnity can randomly lock out an opponent. I have locked out quite a few sagas this way. We are running at least one saga ourselves. We need to be careful on that end. 9 lives buys us quite a bit of time, so that's another thing to do. We are running Calyx as a way to dig for our shrines. We also have Idyllic Shooter and Demonic Shooter. Interesting shooters choices. We also have Chronicler of Worship to dig for shrines, and Shrine Steward also digs for shrines a bit. Other than that, yeah, Sterling Grove also digs for shrines. Sithis gives us a gain 1 life draw card. I guess we could run even more enchantments, but this is pretty much the base of the deck. Now our land base slanted heavily towards white and green. But let's see if we can knock out the winner too. This one is set to best of 3. I believe this is how the format works. It's best of 3, but no sideboard, no companions. So, and this one, it's a good starting setup. We actually have a good number of shrines. We just need another white source. But if we can get Sanctum to stick, that is a good one. We are also running a lot more lands than normal, so that is an extra consideration as well. We do hit all our colors, although the black and green are on the same card. That's an issue. I am not going to run out the Goshen Tai quite yet. I suspect our opponent is relatively aggro. So the one random... Okay, never mind, not that aggro. We might have to let... So cast the Goshen Tai, but decline the mill. Yeah, it's... Opponent now commenting it's nice. They are running gateways as well in Triumph, so I suspect they might also, well, not necessarily shrines. Scholar, Grave Dancer, so it is ramp. Yeah, we have to let that one go. But we do hit our Sanctum of All Mana. Let's see. I'm wondering if we probably will not catch. We might actually even have to wrath the board, but I'm hoping that we can buy some time before we have to. Traveler's Amulet. Yeah, our opponent is literally going to be just ramping their way through this. So we are going to take quite a bit of damage here. We can depopulate between these two shrines. So depopulate into Wrath. Not so sure if the Mana Tide is going to be quite relevant here. Yeah, probably a good reason to cut this one. It doesn't. Oh, opponent is letting it go. So white, blue. Okay. I also have to be careful. Our opponent is running multiple colors. They showed a Savitrium. They showed green. Opponent actually does let it go. I could just... Yeah, we're gonna foretell the Doomscar. We're gonna just chump with Goshen Tai here. Opponent actually milling a card. Mills a land, gains a life. Okay. And let's see. We probably don't get Goshen Tai quite right away. We might just get, and this is some into battlefield, so we might actually get the blue Honda in here, keep the gas going. If our life total is so I think we can afford one block. Opponent has a very interesting lands team. So Maze's End is going to be an issue. Okay. Yeah, since we don't need to draw quite yet, we're going to go for Sanctum. Stonefangs, we have 9 lives as a backup. I guess we go for blue. Drop Calm Waters. See if our opponent actually is nope, they're not sandbagging. So our life is air quotes quite high right now, so I'm not gonna cast anything. I can actually afford to mill our opponent a bit now. Ooh, our opponent... The intervention is interesting though. Yeah, this does not give trample, which is... Oh yeah, our opponent could not equip this also because these are not legendary and so expensive to equip. If they hit their 7th land and just equip, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be a nice depopulate. Where's the 7th land? Also, we're actually gonna go for Black Condon, start slowing our opponent down. Hit an Idyllic Shooter. We're gonna pitch, we will pitch Mana Tide. Let's go white. We will do depopulate. Let's see, Honden of Infinite Reach and Starfield Mystic. and hold the fragment reality. So yeah, nice, pretty nice setup. We were able to get Sanctum of All. Opponent is pretty much running all 5 colors, but Pulse of Morasa, return target creature or land card, gain 6 life. That's X equals. Yeah, it does feel awfully poor, especially since I can just infinite rage the Crassus. I should also be escape to the wilds. Okay, we'll let that go. Well, you can't counter it anyway. So they are missing land drops. They will be able to cast stuff next turn. The Death Sprout. Okay, thankfully it's not Casualties of War. We would end up losing Sanctum of All. Though I would say that the Commander Goshen Tai, that is a very good way to get stuff back. So we will pass. Oh wow, we got so many triggers. So yeah, we will ping our opponent. Search library. Now I could go for the throat just by, well actually no, that does go for the throat already. Well, we were able to assemble it, so that was pretty good. Again, I do mention the deck has plenty of weaknesses. If our opponent had a much faster start than just 2 creatures, it would have been really bad. We literally just played the Goshen Tai just as a throwaway. Also, anytime we have to mulligan, it's really bad too. So, this could be worse, but we will keep this. So, let's see, forests, 2 or more lands. We get to play these. We don't need. We are gonna kind of delay. Oh, but there is a sequence here. We are actually going to be able to play Kami. Into Sun Petal Grove. Oh, but it puts in the battlefield tap, so it doesn't matter. Plays Zaitor's Proving Ground. So we have options here. I don't know if I do Demonic Shooter right away. I might just go Goshen Tai first. Hope to hit another land so that we can play. So that we can play this and activate. We really want to save the DT. We don't want to just burn this on a shrine right away. We might, considering the last setup our opponent had, we probably might need to. Let's just go for it. We'll go for the double shrine here. We won't be able to pay for any of these now, but that's fine. We probably would skip this one, just pay for these first. Also, this makes spirits. It doesn't make shrines. The one that makes shrines is the legendary one. Opponent goes District Guide. They are getting their ramp off this time, and they've hit more creatures this time as well. So it might not be such a bad idea to DT for a rat effect. We do have our white sources, and we have all colors of all of our colors. Though, okay, now we definitely have all our colors. I'm concerned that our opponent might also have a rat effect, but in this case, it's going to wreck them more. So probably decline, pay for this one. And let's see, 1/3 vigilance, 1/1 trample. We can actually put it in any of these three. But I think for now we put it on trample. I do suspect our opponent has a board wipe effect, so we are going to lose our investment really quickly. That's the one caveat of running creature shrines. But that's just sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Opponent looking very intently at our boards. What could we possibly have? Casualties at war. So yeah, I figured they'd have something like that. Not the worst though. We can still wait actually. And the reason for wanting to wait this one out is we need to know what other shrines we hit here. We did lose 2 shrines, so we did lose a land. Yeah, I figured they'd have casualties. Let's sprout to ramp, sure. No, we sandbag this. So I probably shooter for Doomscar, and I'm probably gonna just shooter for Doomscar at this point. Our opponent is gonna have a lot of mana, so I do want to sandbag the Fateful Absence if possible. There's an argument for hitting the Honden, but for hitting Sanctum. The problem with Sanctum of All is that I guess Sanctum of All would not have been such a bad idea here. We do have another shooter, but we do need to make sure that we can actually survive. So far, our opponent has only just been smacking us down here with this. Go Lost, Tireless Pilgrim. Thank goodness there's no Field of the Dead. So we will have a board wipe, and we can Fateful Absence. If our opponent happens to have Hydroid Crassus, that is a problem. Yeah, we will definitely just wipe. Opponent is okay. They just emptied it out. Did I not mention that it's probably kind of obvious what? I'm actually going to sandbag the Zagatrium as well. Actually, let's be fair. It's not necessarily... Okay, put 2+1/+1 counter, sure. I think we have to give him the card now. I don't like doing this, but we might not be winning this game anyway. Also, might have preferred to do that under end step. So we might have goofed up on this one. So, okay, well, but they are regular land cards. So, you have to assume one of them is Maze's End. Their status is 1 Guild Gate. Oh, they didn't go for Maze's End, but they did go for Bajuka Bog, which is not the worst. So at least we know, well, we're both Cryptic Caves. They will draw another card now. Dryad, Elysian Grove. I actually did not put Dryad in there in this deck. We probably could. Yeah, as expensive as the cycling is, it's still better than nothing. But that said, we're gonna need to hit a lot of running shrines or some form of setup. Yeah, losing these are a bit sad, but it's not the worst. Anyway, we do get a game tree here, so at least this does speak of the philosophy of Gladiator making it the best of 3 format. This could, like, if you noted all the midweek Magic events and whatnot, they've always made it best of 1. Here, at least it gives decks a chance to shine, even if you don't get the power to sideboard. I am speculating that we might also need more shooter effects. Well, that is a shooter effect. Does our opponent have a counter spell? I'll be so sad if they did. Yeah, this is the beginning of upkeep, which we might be forced to take at this point. No, I probably should not have played this land. There is a chance our opponent has a discard effect. Though our opponent has been heavy on green. Oh, not necessarily true. They did splash for a lot of multicolored cards. We need to survive, air quotes, long enough. So I'm actually gonna take this one first. Probably a mistake though. Opponent goes rampaging, Brontodon. Yeah, we're not gonna survive this. Unless we hit another rat effect. Which is not impossible. Anyway, let's double check. Double red. Yeah, I guess we could use more blue. This will not really save us. Yep, we can go to the next one. We probably should have sandbagged the. Probably should have sandbagged that last bit of removal. So at least we now know that our opponent will have a lot of small creatures, but they will also have a few big creatures as well. This one is admittedly a subpar hand. We have the Grazer, but we don't have enough lands. We are running above average in terms of the number of lands, so at least we get. I would say there is an advantage to running these slow lands over lands that check the. Like, I originally had checked lands for the colors that were not paired with either white or green. So now Wayfinder. Since we know we have a depopulate, we are in no real rush. We want to be able to slam this Sanctum as soon as possible. Though there is a chance. Though we do know our opponent does have. This doesn't solve our color problem. but it is better than what Kami is offering. Also freeze these up for white black white. So we have white, so we get red and black. We're really missing blue. So hopefully the incubator druid land stays. Let's chump block. Opponent not cracking this anytime soon. So we will go forest incubator druid. Hope it sticks. We are also running one of each basic land. Because we are running Fabled Passage as well, and we have to assume that our opponent is going to be running Field of Ruin, so it's always good to have that option. That's kind of why we are running quite a high number of lands. Still less than... There's also Goshen Tide, but... Oh, this only taps for a mana that we can produce. Okay, Incubation Druid, not the best. Yeah, we're still missing blue. This one also doesn't quite help. I am starting to see a reason to run Elvish Reclaimer actually. I actually forgot about this guy. This one would be a good fit. Nissa shakes the world. Let's adapt. Now we can... Now this is our opponent's only forest, so we could actually snipe that. Not exactly enthused with the idea of you casting Swords to Plowshares for it, but we might have to do it anyway.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Let's see if our opponent goes for it. No, they don't go for it, so we will. Now they do get to sacrifice it, so it still nets them a land. Yeah, maybe I should cut Incubation Druid for something that taps for any color. The opponent lets it go, so they are going to gain the life. Yeah, we're going to actually make our opponent start chump blocking. Also, if our opponent decides to start, they do have 5 mana up right now. They could spend 2, sack another land. Well, they can float, then sack another land. But it does ETB tap. But then they can untap it. Okay, that's a no profit Plaza of Harmony. Opponent does tap for all 5 colors, so green color. Yeah, QQ kind of weird here, but they might be going for something really big. We might have no choice but to actually depopulate.
Harness the elements.
I will chump block with Arboreal Grazer since it's starting to look like that's going to be what's happening. Hydroid Crassus, yep, definite. Yep. Chump block into well, we don't have to depopulate. But we do have to keep swinging at Nissa. They are giving up. Well, they can cycle it around, I suppose. This one is still... Like, the most I could do with this is hold this up, keep going for it, keep going at Nissa, then just go Sanctum. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. We do have to give this up for that. Yeah, because as soon as the lands become indestructible, it's a problem, though as long as there's nothing to animate them, it's kind of fine. But now our opponent's starting to hit their gas, and not in a good way for us. Maybe we were better off not confining the... No, we needed to be able to attack through. If point goes for something really big, we might have no choice but to Wrath anyway. But thankfully it's still 5 mana. Well, they could... Omen of the Hunt. Search, put in the battlefield tapped. Okay, they're down to 4 mana. They are getting non-forests. Well, this only gets basics. They might have run out actually. Shatter the Sky, also an out. No one's drawing a card here, which is fine. Actually, with this, we might not have to put Assassin's Trophy. Actually, thank you. So I do have to wrath the board first, though. That's unfortunate. So our opponent can just grab all the mana that they want. They could also start reanimating first before that happens, which means we will be a step behind. Our game plan now would just be to generate as many locks. Hopefully none of these is an enchantment destruction effect. Okay, no, they're just going to dig. And it's time to see how many forests. Well, actually, they will have a lot of forests, though they only got 5 more. So, neat. So we hit Rafine's tower. I don't think we can afford to take a hit, though. So I will just depopulate and hold up Rafine's tower for cycling. Problem is, if our opponent has any other large beater, we are doomed. We don't accept Genesis Ultimatum. Let's cycle, but even if we hit Mana Tide, it doesn't really mean much. Nope. Clifftop Retreat. Let's see what our opponent hits off the top. Destiny Spinner. Okay, but two other spells, that might be a problem. Adventurous Impulse hits the Amalgam, so this will be really big. Okay, 15-15. So we're gonna take... Oh no, we probably die because unless we can answer the Destiny Spinner. So another Rat effect. Nope, Dreamwood Cascade. Yeah, we can concede here. Our opponent just needs to animate one other land. Ah, that was close. We were missing blue for the longest time. Yeah, we probably need to... Though I would say the Incubator Druid did save us just by having a large butt, but it's probably not enough. We're gonna replace Incubator Druid with something that can tap for any color. A shooter effect would be nice as well. So So as for the creatures, we did add a Paradise Druid. So let's search for any color. Jesper Sentinel needs some help. Elysian Caryatid is the go-to. Mana Weft Sliver. Gift of Paradise, Urban Utopia. Actually, Urban Utopia is not bad. Oh wait, Sanctum Weaver. There we go. I knew I forgot something. It is any one color, but at least we get to choose the color. While we're at it, let's take a look if there are any other good options. Unbridled Growth is kind of fine as well, but I'm lacking the space for that. So we'll give this one another go. I'm going to also edit the deck list. You can clearly tell Okay, again, we keep getting so many one. Okay, this is more keepable. We are missing black this time, but we can kind of buy time with this. I will probably pitch... I might actually just pitch the Black Sanctum. Well, no, Black Sanctum's one of the best ones. We just don't have a way to cast it quite yet. I think we can pitch the island, actually. Basic lands are better as shooter targets rather than drawn off the top. Okay, if our opponent's playing snow covered, most like... Oh wait, not necessarily mono green. So we set this to... Well, we are still missing black, but we can set this to white. No, we set this to green, actually. I would love to play Starf. Oh, we should have set it to white. But let's nuke the mana dork while we still can. There is an argument for saving it for one of the actual larger creatures. Also, we probably should have set this to white. Opponent's actually playing green-blue. Oh, I forgot. Kiora's a thing as well. No, it's a Gift of Paradise. So I'm actually going to just play Goshen Tai first and just pump it a little bit. Next turn we can decide how we do these, but I most likely just play Starfield Mystic, pump again. Oh yeah, I need to refresh cache of current page. Yep, that should change it. Opponent. Grafted Growth. I would not put these in the same land. What gives? Anyway, no point playing Tarmogoyf now, but... Oh, also we did miss our land drop as well. Yeah, this is super weird. Add 2 mana of any one color times 2. Looks like... Yeah, you're supposed to spread these out. You now have virtually 4 mana, not 5. That's a Prime Speaker Vanifar. We do hit black. Let's see. I can go Goshen Tai, but that's a bit greedy. I think we go next Fleece Ram. Yeah, probably would have been better if we went double white. So next turn, we can go Goshen Tai. I would prefer to have at least 1 more mana and something that generates weight, because this is blue. Okay, blue, red, black, green. So we need white. So at least we can now safely swing here. What did our opponent just stack all three on the same land? Okay, this is either very brilliant or very sus. Though runaway growth is kind of fine here. It is Kiora, but it's just weird. We will try to swing past Kiora if possible.
Let's get moving.
Into a Jaspera Sentinel. Opponent can trade it up now. So what 2 mana drop can they hit? I suspect it's gonna be main green blue based on what they've played. Horde or Monitor, untap, oh, nice combo. So they can trade this up to a 3 drop. Yeah, we made a mistake here. This should have been set to white. We had 1 green source already. Into Fireaxe top. Oh, reminds me. Okay, so our opponent can go up to a 4. I will note that our Tarmogoyf, let's 2-3 into just going Gargoth. And draw a card. We can swing with this one to trade this off. Our opponent just ends up drawing a card. Does our opponent trade this to us? No, they trade this instead. They trade the 3 into a 4. We can still take them down to 12. And this has vigilance anyway, so the prime issue is prime speaker. Oh, Vizier. Okay, that's a nice one. So we can cast Ocean Tide this time. If we swing, we lose 1. We still don't have the mana to cast this. It might be but I should note that Vizier can embalm, so that would be a problem. Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep pumping this dude. If our opponent has an answer to this, we're in real trouble. Opponent can trade this up to a 6, which might actually still be an issue. Yeah, we really did make the mistake of not setting this to white. We actually have a lot of double whites. We don't have 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the starting intensity on this? It's now 4, so it's actually a lot of mana. I will say it does feel really bad to have to Doomscar now that I have this Goshen Tide out. Ashaya. Well, that's not. Yeah, all my enchantments hit creatures. None of them hit anything this big. Yeah, we're really relying on hitting that white source now. Opponent sacks Primordial Sage. You're going for 7. Yeah, we really have to wipe the board now. Might not be happening anytime soon though. It'll be interesting if they... New Horizons. They probably bounce the Goshen Tide. So we are taking quite a bit of damage. Our opponent has 2 mana up, so they could save something. Or they could, yeah, they could even just save, they could even just save the whole board. So we're seeing if they actually do have an instant. Yeah, we'll have to take this now. No reason not to. Yeah, we have to always remember we are a double white deck. Calyx. Yeah, problem is if we. Yeah, I guess we should go to the next one. Let's see if we can. Let's go to the next one. Let's see if we can yeah, play better for starters. Yeah, we have so many double white. That's actually why I kind of soured on the pathways in general. At least for this particular style of deck. I still run one pathway because of we need the green white so badly. I just didn't realize that we played that one badly. We will keep this, actually. We won't be able to cast Jukai. We can Abundant Harvest for a land. Starfield Mystic helps with Sanctum Weaver, but not much else. Consider. So let's see. Ocean tie. So we really need the headlands. So this actually sets us up for black. So we will have all 5 colors, just not in the right places. Opponent does seem to be missing green though. There's our alternate source of blue. Let's see if this sticks. There's a good chance it gets countered, but that's it's still sad. Okay, that's fine. Maybe this gets countered. No. I'm actually concerned. Opponent actually let those go. Might be a bounce spell, but nope. Opponent clearly had a response. We will swing with Starfield Mystic first. Opponent actually taking it. So now all of a sudden I don't want to play Jukai Naturalist. I do need to play the Zaga Triumph. I do need to play the Zaga Triumph eventually. So and the reason I say that's because I am under no illusion that this one's gonna survive. Probably could have dooms. No, we might want the option to actually cycle. We do have double white though. Opponent goes. I guess we do cycle. Okay, that's actually fine. That's just another source. Again, no reason to play this if we don't have any shrines to get back. So we're just gonna foretell. We're gonna just top the Doomspawn. We're kind of sandbagging Jukai Naturalist for the same reason. We know we have to rat something. Opponent literally did not. They did sandbag a Vizier. Their first plays a Land War Elves, which is super sus. If they embalm for Land War Elves, I would be so tempted to actually wrath the board. We're gonna actually. I'm actually okay with swinging with this one. If our opponent has some form of removal for this, it limits the amount of mana they have for countering. Okay, so unless it's a, they probably have a hard counter though. Neutralize, that's fine. Now, it now gives us an excuse for Goshen Tai. I'm actually gonna swap. Yeah, we could have played for that. We can actually cast this now. Yeah, let's cast this now. So next turn we can actually get Haunt enough Life's Web back. It does send it to the battlefield. It does. This will feel bad if our opponent has a way to spot remove this, and there are a good number of large creatures. Kogla would be a really bad one. No, Primordial Sage is fine. So we can actually do something about this. Though we are also kind of short on card draw now that I think of it. We're actually gonna hold on to that. Probably just keep holding on to the board right now. There is no reason to cast anything quite yet. The Verdant Command is, well, it doesn't create surprise blockers, but I did suspect that there are enough Planeswalkers to justify this one, even though it's just a random one-shot. Embalm is not casting, but if they embalm Primordial Sage, Ashaya, that draws them a card. It is a very that is a very big creature. It doesn't have trample, but we have to keep that in mind. We might have to wipe our board for good. We have a total of 17 shrines. We have 2 out on board, so that's 15. Our odds are kind of closer to like 1 in 5, 1 in 6. Oh, if our, wait, opponent goes Corridor Monitor, I'm actually going to exile this. Gain 3 life. Let's just limit the shenanigans a little bit. It also helps that we know okay, fragment reality, target not. Not so sure if I like the downgrade idea. I could swing with, yeah, we need to keep growing the board first. I could see an argument for whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. This one just keeps getting, it's just dumb bigger and bigger. I don't like this, but we are going to save the Fragment Reality. That is also why I'm willing to run all 10 Triumphs as basically a free draw card. Now this one, non-token artifact creature enchantment. Yeah, safe place to just nuke the land or elves, it takes it away, but we need to take away a larger creature. Nature's Embrace. Sure. We could snipe this just to get one drop, but our opponent's literally not doing anything, so we can afford to likewise not do anything. Let's also sandbag that. So if I swung with this, our opponent takes 4. I can respect that. Also, our opponent would have to trade land or elves if they decide, so they're more realistically taking 5. Oh, they're gonna pitch the elves? I'm fine with that too. Yeah, just make sure to have enough creatures to get through. Opponent plays Torrential Gear Halt. What spell do they have? Growth Spiral. Not the worst, actually. I'm sure our opponent has a ton of but now it looks like sniping the Corridor Monitor is actually quite tempting. If only to set them... No, but we'll keep holding on. We can hold on. So next turn we swing again for 8, though we do need to hit Vizier. Starting to look a bit dire. It's also starting to be tempting to just swing with everything. But we do need to hit the Sanctum of All before we decide to pitch Goshen Tide. Okay, we will not know what our opponent hits. They don't have a decent spell, so we'll let them do this. They might actually just go for Primordial Sage. Yeah, we'll let it resolve. Yep, they went for the Primordial Sage. Let's see if they have... Okay, we are going to wrath the board. We will swing with everything first. Ooh, poor timing. Opponent should suspect that this is headed towards a board wipe. Now, if our opponent does have a counter, is this quite bad for us? This only gets back... Oh, this gets back enchantment, so Oh, no respect. Yes, sets us down to 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're actually going to decline this one because we need to hold a fragment reality. Oh, do they not? Let's see if they actually have something for this. If they do, it's tricks. Oh! Oh yeah, it enters the battlefield tapped. I actually forgot about that one minor detail. Oh, they did have a Hullbreaker Horror. Yeah, sure. Last card could be a spell to bounce something, but we kind of have to keep. We kind of have to push. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Whew, that was very close, but we did get that one. But we still have one more match, so it's not quite over yet. We are able to get individual games easily. It's usually harder to get the it's usually much harder once the element of surprise is gone. But that's not so bad. I do like this. Oh, we're actually in the. This has only been our second match, is it? Wow, we've been playing the distance. I need to check timers actually. We've got 20 minutes left. Super sketchy. Authority is fine, Spirit is fine, but if we don't draw, we have the combo actually. Let's keep this. Super risky. It's possible that we just lose. Like I would need another land just to get Pat or even Spirited Companion, but I guess Authority is fine. Oh, we do get the other land. We need to cast as many spells early. See if we can bait out as many. Well, that's not. We're not baiting out anything with that. So next turn, Rockwell, Vale, Pat. We will try to preserve this combo for as long as possible. It's always suspicious if our opponent doesn't do anything. Speaking of that, it does make the argument for running Redain. Oh yeah, we are. Let's see. We need double white, so we will take a plains. And we'll play Authority. We definitely want to play Solemnity first if possible. Also, you might want to hold on. Wait, this has blue, black. Yeah, we have to actually play this. Nature's Embrace. Opponent? Okay, really stacking it all there. So, blue, black, green, red, white. Okay, we will have all 5 colors. So it is an act. So we do have a recent. So because of this mountain hit, we can actually cycle Sander's Lounge. Ooh, DT. That's a nice one. Also Savai Trio. cast the DT first. See if our opponent responds to this. I'm pretty sure this eats a counter spell. There is no way the opponent lets us shooter. Well, they could let us shooter and then counter the Sanctum itself. That's fine. Yeah, we need them to tap out quite a bit. Also remember that Solemnity 9 lives not perfect combo in the sense that Solemnity can eat. Our opponent has ways to disrupt the Solemnity half at least. Do I want to cycle Triome? Actually, I do. Okay, Starfield Mystic, Sanctum of Tranquil Light. This may seem to be like one of the worst Sanctums, but I would actually take it. So we'll play Starfield Mystic. Again, we're trying to bait out as many counters as possible. Opponent. Really weird stacking. Oh wait, no. This one works. Glittering Frost into Snow Cover into this one works. The other one's not so much. Opponent washes it away. Okay. So opponent is going for all counters. Actually, there is a reason for us to play lands. We do need 2 more lands for Path. So that's something to consider. Also, what's this? For each Sanctum you control. So this we actually have enough mana to tap one thing down. I'm so tempted to say non-land, but we're gonna actually shooter for land. Yeah, we'll take the tomb. I guess we pay life. So we ideally want to have the mana to sack this. Hullbreaker. Sure. Gain 1 life. Might as well tap this down. The opponent. I want to see if our opponent just casts as many things as possible. We want to encourage our opponent to dump the rest of their board. But they're not going to do that, so we might have to coax them a little bit. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana. Okay, now they're tapping for mana. Let's see. They might still lead something up, so hopefully we can convince them to New Horizons. Let's see what they bounce. Path is actually fine. It lets me draw again. Heck, any of those choices are fine for me to bounce. Okay, sure. We'll let that happen. So opponent is setting up for yeah, understand. Okay, we hit 7 mana. Ooh, problem is we are missing, we only have 2 white sources, so we will not be able to mana tide if it got to that. We'll cast Pat first. Let's see if our opponent counters this. Torrential Gear Hulk. Oh wait, we can counter that. Let's see what they bounce though. We will be taking a big hit from this. Opponent didn't. I did not expect to get someone with the mana tide, to be honest. Oh, they have a Pact of Negation. Oh, wow, okay. So they do get to counter this. Well, they're just bouncing everything. We are gonna lose to a Hullbreaker Horror. I'm hoping that they will be cards down. That's pretty much our hope here. We do need to play Authority again. Let's convince our opponent to really tap out. Not likely gonna happen. But we'll see. Also, they are gonna kind of tap out, sort of. So they're down to 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Yeah, I need them to just either tap out or empty their hand. Grafted Growth. Okay, Authority goes back. That's fine. So they now have, what's this? 2 mana and 1 card. So we are obviously gonna block. Unfortunately, we do have to. Well, there's a Honden, but that's gonna have to wait. Let's see if our opponent does have the mana. They do. Do they? Vizier. Oh! Untap. Oh, that's it. Okay, they missed their Hail Mary. Okay. So next turn we can Sanctum Honden. We might still be in trouble though. Behold the Multiverse. Okay, they're digging. We'll take that. Okay, they're really digging if they did not like those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They do have 6 mana. Fiend Artisan, that's 3 mana. We might have to do a Cleansing Fire Baffling End. Down to 1 card. Okay, let's do the Baffling End first. And we'll do Seeing Wind since we need cards now. Next turn we can just play Sanctum and tap down what our enemy does. Midnight Clock. Never mind, we're not tapping that down. Okay, they're tapped out. They are going to try to reshuffle everything. We don't exactly have... We used up... No, they're just going to fast track this. Okay. Okay, so... Our opponent's hand's out, so we will need to do this. Oh wait, I forgot. We have a solemnity. Yes, I run the solemnity nine lives combo. Man, our opponent is okay, stuck in top deck mode. But now we need to actually get our win con. Destiny Spinner is a win con. Okay. One, two, three. Yeah, we'll play Authority of the Consuls because at least whatever creature they play ETB's tapped. This doesn't untap a land, so we will pass and just cycle Zerator's Proving Ground. There we go, Enchantment Lock. Well, it's not quite over yet. Our opponent could have any number of spells that could ruin our day. Opponent is in concession mode at this point. Yep. That was a very long game. We barely survived against Hullbreaker Horror, but you know what? We will take that. Man, this might not be a very great video in the sense that we only got 2 full best of 3 matches. But I do recommend giving Gladiator a shot. It is enjoyable for what it is. I quite enjoy it for what it is. It probably helps that this is not a high pressure format. I will mention that maybe me running into a lot of monocolored decks early was kind of a fluke, but even then, there is game. As long as you have a solid game plan in mind, you should be fine. That's going to be it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.